Okay, so we're going to move on to scene 2, the balcony scene. This is Act 2, Scene 2. We're going to click that summary at the top of the page, and it will give us an overview of the whole thing. This is what happens in the whole scene. The characters are Romeo and Juliet and the nurse yelling over and over from off screen or off stage for Juliet. Romeo is standing below Juliet's balcony, marveling at her beauty, and Juliet is speaking without knowing that Romeo is there. And she is talking about Romeo's name, wondering why he must be a Montague. Why does she have to be a Capulet? She thinks the name's just a word. It would be easy for Romeo to take a new name and therefore not be forbidden to her. Romeo reveals himself, agreeing to forsake the name Romeo if he could just have her love. Juliet warns him that as a Montague, he'll be killed if he's spotted, but Romeo doesn't care. After much discussion, the two swear their love for each other and agree to be married. That escalated quickly. So if we look at the speech bubble near line 8, the quill icon at 9, Romeo refers to Diana, the goddess of chastity. Why is he making this reference? How does it relate to his past feelings for Rosalind? Oof, okay. So he's talking about Diana. I'm gonna click this part here. So Romeo sees a light coming from the upstairs bedroom and says, "What's that light from the window?" It's the east. And Juliet is the sun. Rise, Juliet, my beautiful sun. Kill the jealous moon, who's already fading and sad, because you are far more beautiful than she is. Don't swear off men like the virgin moon goddess Diana. The moon envies you anyway. Her virginal appearance is weak and pale, and only fools want to emulate it. Get rid of it. So he is mocking the idea of swearing off sex. He is mocking the idea, saying only fools would want to do that, would want to emulate or pretend to be like Diana and be chaste. So there's some resentment still there about Rosalind and her refusal to want to have a physical relationship and her chastity. Because if you recall, Rosalind wanted to stay chaste. She wanted to stay a virgin. He is hoping that Juliet will not do the same. If we look at the next question, Juliet says, "Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?" What does she mean? Who is she speaking to? Where is Romeo? And how do we know this? So if we look here, what line did I say it was about at? About line 43. I think I may have been off a little bit, but it's in that general vicinity. Let's see. Juliet. Romeo says, "She's speaking. Speak again, my bright angel. You look as gorgeous above me as an angel." So we know he's down. She's up, right? He's looking up at her. And Juliet says, "Romeo, Romeo, why are you named Romeo? Disown your family, refuse your name. If you will not, then swear that you love me, and I will no longer be a Capulet." And it says here in the stage directions, aside. So he's saying it off to the side where no one else can hear it. Only the audience is meant to hear it. So basically he's talking to himself and says, "Shall I hear more or shall I speak at this?" So he's contemplating about whether or not to make his presence known. This means that Juliet's speaking to herself. She is not speaking to Romeo. She doesn't know he's there yet. So she goes on to say, "It's just your name. 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, not just a Montague." What's a Montague? It's not a hand or a foot or arm or face or any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell just as sweet. And so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection, which he owns without the title. So Romeo, doff thy name. Get rid of your name. And for that name, which is no part of you, take all of myself. And at this point, Romeo comes out and he's excited and says, I will take thee at thy word. I'll take you. Sold, right? Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized, and henceforth I will never be called Romeo. And Juliet says, what kind of man art thou that thus be screened in night, so stumblest upon my counsel? Which translates to, who is this man hiding in the night, overhearing my private thoughts? She is startled. She shooketh, y'all. So, yeah. So, number 3, 70 and 79. What is Juliet worried about? Oh, it said that in the summary, right? She asked, how came you here and wherefore? Why are you here? The orchard walls are hard to climb, high and hard to climb. If you're found here by any one of my family, you'll be killed. We all know how Tybalt is, right? Romeo's not worried about it. He says, with love's wings, he overflew the barrier, and your kinsmen are no obstacle to me. He's saying, I'm not worried about him. Juliet is concerned that she wouldn't have anything for the world happen to him, but he feels like that just her loving gaze upon him is enough to protect him from their hatred. He's Delulu, but I guess, he's a romantic. He's idealistic. He thinks that love will protect him. So if we look at 103, let's look at 103. What happens there? Juliet says, in truth, dear Montague, I'm much too in love. I suppose you might think I'm behaving improperly, but trust me, I'll prove to be a truer love than those with more cleverness to play games. I should have tried to make you try more, but you overheard my true passion before I knew you were even there. So pardon me for my boldness. Don't think I'm taking this lightly in the dark night. And Romeo swears by the blessed moon. And Juliet objects to that. Don't swear by the changing moon that varies during its monthly orbit, or you might prove yourself just as variable, which is true, right? The moon is constantly changing in different phases. And if you're trying to swear your love, you want your love to be constant. So don't swear by the moon. So Romeo says, what shall I swear by? And she says, don't swear at all. Or if you must swear, swear by yourself, the idol I worship. So if we go to 121, what does she say about their love? She's worried. She said, I'm so happy with you, but I can't be happy about making this commitment tonight. It's too rash. It's too sudden. We haven't thought it through. It's like lightning that disappears before anyone can even say, look, there's light. So she tries to say goodbye to him. Good night. Right? This promise of love might bloom when we next meet, like a bud matured into a flower into the heat of summer. It needs time. She's saying that their love needs time to grow. It's too fast. It's too happening. It's happening too fast. And Romeo's like, but are you going to leave me unsatisfied? He wants a vow. He wants some sort of vow to exchange exchange of your love's faithful vow for mine. And Juliet's like, but I have already given you that before you even asked for it. She's talking about when she's talking to herself, she professed her love, but she wishes that she could take it back. And he says, why would you take it back? And she's like, just so I could give it to you again. Oh, it's very sweet. This is very romantic. So what does Juliet want? We know she wants him to put a ring on it from the summary. She wants a commitment. She said, if your intentions are honorable and you'd like to marry me, send me a message tomorrow about where and what time. I'll send a messenger too. I'll leave my future at your feet, follow you throughout the world. But if you're not serious, then I beg you, and this is all in between telling the nurse to chill out and wait a second. She says, quit pursuing me. Leave me to my grief. And that's it, right? What time is it? Oh, Lord. What time is it when she finally sends Romeo away? 178, 179. 'Tis almost morning. I see it right here. She's saying it's almost morning. They've been outside talking until almost morning. And then if we look at 188, she says, parting is such sweet sorrow. I don't even need to translate this. Why? What does it mean? We have to kind of use our critical thinking skills about what does she mean by parting is such sweet sorrow. I mean, saying goodbye is painful, but in this case, it's sweet because there is this promise of future love that he must go in order to arrange for them to get married. He's got to go in order for that to happen, but it's still sorrowful. She doesn't want to let him go. She calls herself like a greedy child that has a bird in her hands, and she, every time it tries to get away, she yanks it back because she's afraid of it flying off. Um, yeah, she's just as excited as he is. It seems like they're both super into each other, and they're both hype about getting married. So that is how scene 2 ends.